I have been playing the crap out of Dark Souls 2. It's been kicking my ass up and down the street since the second I bought it, and it really got me thinking. The Souls series has some of the hardest and most creative bosses in any games ever. So I thought I'd give you guys my top 10 favorite bosses in the Souls series. That means from Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Dark Souls 2. To be clear, these are in no way the hardest bosses in the game, but rather my personal favorites for one reason or another. Let's start the pain train. Choo choo. The Dragon God is an intimidating son of a bitch. He packs one hell of a punch, easily toppling you and, well, you know, killing you if you're stupid enough to get hit by one of his telegraphed attacks. He's not exactly difficult, I would say, but the sheer size and design of him makes him a pretty swell candidate for this list. The only reason he's all the way up at number 10 is that I haven't played very much of Demon Souls, and the one time I did fight him, he one-shotted my casual ass. Ooh, grr. Okay, before I get any hate, I know the Last Giant is the very first boss you encounter in Dark Souls 2, but his cutscene alone was enough for me to theoretically shit myself. There's just something about his face that bothers me. It reminds me a lot of this image on screen right now. It's from a creepypasta called Squall's Dead, and I'm sure you can understand the similarities that are being drawn in my head. The first time I saw this thing's face, it creeped me out so much, I actually had a nightmare of sorts about it. I mean, I did ride it into battle with a sword, but it was still creepy, okay? If that's not enough for you, halfway through the fight, he rips off his own arm to extend his melee attacks. The Last Giant is so metal that he shits lead. I feel like any arachnophobes that played Dark Souls 2 at all made it to Brightstone Cove and immediately stopped what they were doing and burned the disc. This area is filled to the brim with spiders. I myself am not afraid of spiders, but even still, the Duke's Freya is damn scary. It's a giant spider with 2 heads. Does that mean it has 16 legs? Well, no, but still. Freya is a lot harder than it seems at first glance. It doesn't help that the arena you fight him in has bottomless pits all around. You know, that's video game 101. You want to make a boss harder? Make it so you can fall off. It's perfect. It's perfect. It also reminds me quite a bit of another fight. What could it be? Let me just start by saying I really hate this guy, but I love his boss battle. First off, the closest bonfire to Seath is leagues away, wasting a good 5 minutes between dying and inevitably dying again. To top it off, he's very likely to curse you, making this fight so aggravating that you might actually put a hole in your wall. Some people say he's really easy, maybe I'm just a casual. A filthy, filthy casual. Filthy, filthy Zweihander using casual. Filthy, filthy. Yeah. While Scorpioness Najka is pretty much a carbon copy of Quelaag from Dark Souls 1, I can't help but think Najka does it better. Quelaag is great and all, but the combo of having a really cool burrowing attack that is honestly my favorite boss attack in Dark Souls 2, and having a more varied attack arsenal in general, including magic, crowns the fair Scorpioness the queen of anthropomorphic bug bosses. The Lost Sinner is a very strange card. She can either be brutally difficult or extremely brutally difficult, depending on whether or not you turn the lights on. She fights very quickly with the lights off, and you can easily lose your lock on, becoming very susceptible to an attack. She hits really hard, but luckily Luca can be summoned to take some of her aggro. She may actually be under the control of the Chaos Bug that can be seen crawling into her mask in the cinematic opening of the fight. An extremely similar bug can be found at the heart of the Bed of Chaos. Who knows? Maybe it's the same bug. This is the boss battle that scared anybody off who thought Dark Souls might get easier. The Bell Gargoyles are an early game boss, sure, and even then they don't seem to give a shit. When you finally whittle one of them down to half health, another one joins the fight. And yeah, they breathe fire too, so that's fair, effectively scorching you out of existence. With summons, this fight is a cakewalk, seeing how you can separate the gargoyles. This fight is so good, From Software put them in Dark Souls 2 in a smaller arena with up to 6 gargoyles at a time. At least the music's the same, and let me say, it is the most epic music ever. It should have been the song that plays when in Game of Thrones. It kills me to put Knight Artorias the Abyss Walker at number 3. He is my favorite character in terms of lore in the original Dark Souls. His backstory is touching, inspiring, and cripplingly depressing. I know I can't do his story justice, so I'm not even going to talk about this fight. There will be a link in the description to a video that really tells the story of this legend. Remember how earlier I said I didn't play a whole lot of Demon's Souls? Yeah, there was a reason for that, and his name is the Flame Lurker. This son of a bitch is the hardest boss in Demon's Souls, and very well may be the hardest boss in the Souls series as a whole so far. His design is really cool, and his attacks are relentless. Walking into his chamber knowing that in about 4.7 seconds you'll be either dead or dying is not a pleasant feeling. It's also one of the most memorable boss battles I've ever played, if only because it kicked my ass for weeks straight. Hands up if you saw this one coming. Yep, I see about every hand up that I could possibly see. What have these two not been called? Pikachu and Snorlax, Drake and Josh, Bonnie and Clyde, Shaggy and Scoob, the list goes on and on. The battle with Dragon Slayer Ornstein and Executioner Smough is my favorite boss fight in the Soul series. It's the fight that put a hole in my wall, and I shit you not, there is a hole in my wall from it. It's the fight that very carefully treads on the fine line between fair and unfair. On one side, having any summon makes the fight monumentally easier. On the other, if you go into this fight alone, you're going to get utterly ganked. It doesn't help that when one dies, the other absorbs his buddy's power. If you fought these two, you know that it belongs at number 1. I've been Laz, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, hit the subscribe button. If you didn't enjoy, leave a dislike and tell me why you didn't enjoy it. I would love to have some feedback. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.